Happy spooky Halloween, Lillian Bustle.
Hello. I do feel like when Halloween is on a Monday, like if it's straddling any time period, I feel like most adults are done on Saturday. But when it's a Monday, it's the whole next week.
You buy the whole week. 100%. 100%.
Yeah,
Yes.
I still have my cat face jack-o'-lantern that I'm very proud of. And I'm going to keep lighting it until it starts to rot.
Nice. I was told by my mom and neighbor, my mother is not my neighbor, but my mother and my neighbor separately told me that the
She's my daughter. She's my sister. She's my daughter and my sister.
I'm my own grandpa.
Oh my God.
They both respectively told me that, like, the thing to do now is to take your pumpkins and go throw them somewhere where there's wildlife. Because animals love to eat pumpkins.
Oh, well, that sounds like a great idea, except for my my options include either getting in a car and going somewhere, taking the pumpkin on public transit somewhere.
Yes, that one. 100%.
With the juice like dripping down my leg, or chucking it over the cliff towards Hoboken and hoping that the skunks and woodchucks get it. So
I like all of those options.
I'll just put it downstairs tonight with the candle in it and somebody will kick it and that'll be it.
And that'll be that. Yep. Yep. I am very... Praise report. Okay, Halloween was the fucking shit here.
I'm so excited. I can't wait to hear your whole story because I know that you, like me, have mostly lived in places where there's no trick-or-treaters and you're not really close to other neighbors with kids. So
Never ever. I only ever got the pity trick-or-treat from like the one kid who lived nearby and the parents were like, go take a piece of the candy. Just go do it and then we'll take you where people live. Dude.
people.
Okay, so you recently brought up to me New Jersey as the world.
Yes.
We have Chris Gethard business, by the way. First of all, so I know this is terribly bad publicity and marketing for our podcast right now, but I am a person who binges. And so, like, I won't listen to a podcast for 6 months or a year. And then when I have backlogged enough episodes, that's all I'll listen to for weeks or months on end.
That's so interesting. Like,
the love is profound and very much there. But yeah, I will go long times, bouts without listening to a show. So like I've been a supporter of New Jersey as the World from Jump, listened to a few in the beginning, and then I was all caught up and I was like, damn. But that was in like 2020, probably. And so then you were like, blah, blah, New Jersey is the world. And I was like, oh I shit. And I still get like all my update emails because I subscribe to the Patreon. And so I know.
They have so much extra stuff on the Patreon.
Hell yeah, they do, including South Jersey is the world, which I
heard about that.
I need to do that as my like community college class on getting used to it down here. That's the way. It's my correspondence course, and I'm excited about that. So I haven't touched that one yet. But I was pouring through and listening to some older episodes, some recent-ish episodes, and in May, Geth did an intro about Anne Hathaway, and he's like, hey, I just wrapped on a really exciting film where I had 2 scenes opposite Anne Hathaway. And I was like, Geth and I are in the same movie.
Oh, fun. What is it going to be? Is it something you can talk about? It's not like a non-disclosure area?
No, because I'm on the IMDb page. It's called She Came to Me. This is the one that was really, really, really fun that I shot the last time I was home when I was still living in the Midwest.
Nice. Sorry, Cat is incoming. Hi, bud.
What's going on, bud?
He's they like to sleep in my boxes of show underwear.
I will have you know that when one of them, I don't remember who it was, when one of them jumped and spilled your water glass on the last episode and I was editing it, I could actually hear your microphone's coverage of it, and it was so amazing I left it in.
That's so funny.
It was like a fucking what's the old timey term for
Foley?
Yes, it was like a Foley artist. Exactly.
Yep, that's my fez.
I know.
So Anne Hathaway movie.
So Geth and I are in this movie together, which is very exciting because fuck buddies, Lillian and I have been trying to like find what our actual connection to Chris Gethard is because the overlap is incredible, but bizarrely, neither of us know him personally or have had the opportunity to try and interview him, which is 1000% what we want to do.
For sure.
But yeah, we're in this movie. So whatever's going to happen, I'm at the very least going to be with him at a premiere or at a screening.
Oh, yay.
So TBD for whenever that comes out.
Fun.
I thought that was very important information. I learned it in the shower and I was like, oh shit. Amazing.
That's
this
so
is
good.
the moment. But I'm listening to a bunch of New Jersey is the World and like feeling very rejuvenated in my home, in my state, like powering up my fucking battery levels. And I cannot begin to tell you just exactly how specifically weird New Jersey, but how fucking Jersey Halloween here was. It was amazing.
What?
It was amazing.
Was it full of gabagools?
It was full of like punk, like erstwhile punk rock adults who had like red Solo cups. Some of them had gauges. Some of them had purposeful mullets. Some of them had questionable facial hair, but a shocking number of queer people, and I was very excited about that.
Yay.
And like you could tell it was a very block party type. It was a very block party type vibe. Period.
What a fun way to meet so many of your neighbors.
Oh,
that's so
my
great.
God, right?
Yay.
It was incredible. And before I could get into costume, because so on Halloween, fuck buddies, I was in a development meeting with my friend Jody. We were on this really intense Zoom call and we were working on a script. And then I was gonna try and talk to Lillian afterwards, and Lillian texts me and she's like, dude, isn't your Halloween gonna start? And I was like,
yeah, it was. You were like, let's talk at 4, and I was like, 4 o'clock feels like prime time.
You were so right. She texted me that, and basically the doorbell rings right away, and I was like, oh fuck, I gotta go. So I hang up with Jody, and I dash out there in just like my sweats and my "You're in a Cult, Call Your Dad" MFM shirt, and I got cited by murderinos in my town too, who were like, fuck yeah, and I was like, yay. Oh fuck yeah. It was so great. And you could tell these parents are just like rolling with their kids, but not obnoxious parents at all. Parents who like party together and are all carrying some kind of like delightful punch that's gonna make them sick to their stomach in these red Solo cups. I mean, everybody's dressed up, grown-ups dressed up, going with, like, it was so bonkers delightful. And I couldn't believe how our neighbors showed up. Like, my neighbor next door has a picture window, has like a shop picture window, and propped up 3 skeletons in crazy poses. And I thought that was Halloween. I was sorely, what the fuck?
Mistaken?
Yes. There you are, English. I was sorely mistaken. Immediately, I come out. There are cobwebs that go from her front porch to the car, giant spiders on them, a skeleton crawling up the car. There's like a big lungy witch thing in a corner that they turned off for the little kids, but they turned on later at night.
Nice.
There was a plant that had 2 red lights and like a wiggling mechanism, and if you went past it, it looked like there was like a terrifying critter in a bush. It was so fucking cool. It was so fucking cool.
Good.
Outside the funeral home, they put up an old buggy and called it Dr. Kilmore's Snake Oil. So it was, I mean, it was like going to
That's
fucking
ballsy
Fright
for a
Fest.
funeral.
I know. I thought, and now I was like, wow, I will do business with you, Kinahora.
People are just dying to get in.
I know. And then there was some guy, and I don't know who he was, but he was doing the Lord's work. He was doing the actor job where he was hosting. His front porch was a big banquet table, and it was like a cannibal feast. So he had like a head on a platter, and then probably like a bowl full of eyes and shit, and then real candy. And he's like fucking, I mean, he's monologuing. He's Jekyll and hiding. And everyone's coming past, and he's like, come to the table if you dare. Like, it was so fucking cool.
Yay.
It was
we
so
love
fucking
to
cool.
See it.
Oh, it was so much fun. And then I thought I got enough candy, but I think Jory's mom was so delighted to be there that she was like, take what you want. And I had enough candy for like the hundreds of children, and we were really getting close to bottoming out. But that's when the sky opened. And so it started raining, and I was like, okay, great. Save those last Twix and Butterfingers and get inside. So I can
Hell
eat
yeah,
some
Butterfingers.
candy and watch Friday night. It was, oh my God, magnifique.
That sounds perfect. Oh my gosh.
It was so perfect.
Yay. I love it.
Oh my God. This is my first real Halloween.
I'm so happy. The main Halloween event in Jersey City is not something that I can attend with a bad knee, but it is called The Ghost of Uncle Joe's, which was apparently at like an old bar. And I've actually, you probably remember because I emceed it a couple years ago.
Yeah, you did it outside.
Yeah, it's at the cemetery. We have a cemetery, which I probably mentioned this as well. The cemetery is bankrupt. The cemetery has gone broke. It's a very, very old cemetery. The way cemeteries get their money is from people buying plots. So when the cemetery is full, how does the cemetery get money? It has to have fundraisers. And historically, I got some shit because they had asked me to do a burlesque show in there as a fundraiser. And a lot of the witchy poo burlesque people were like, that is not cool. And I was like, surely you know that Greenwood Cemetery does stuff all the time. And also, like, historically, cemeteries were a picnic spot. It was like a green patch in cities when green space was not necessarily something that was being planned for correctly. And anyway, whatever. Did not go to that this year because you could break your ankle just walking around.
Oh, easily. Yes.
But last night I stayed home and I finished the Midnight Club, the Christopher Pike series, which has a really good, like, wrapped enough stuff up that it was satisfying, but definitely like, we intend to have a second season. Nice. And we bought, I didn't actually get to tuck into it, but here's a plug for my friend Nat Cassidy wrote a book called Mary. And the subtitle is, I think it's called like An Invitation to Horror or something like that. Nat is one of the most creative minds that I have ever known. And I cannot wait to read this book.
Ooh.
Yeah. So and I made tomato soup. I made tomato soup, which is not the kind of thing that I thought I would gasp about. But the whole deal is that you take like a big can of San Marzano peeled tomatoes. And this is the part where I was like, fuck you, I'm not doing that. But then I was like, oh, I bet it's really good. You take the you take the tomatoes out. You're supposed to cut them in half and de-seed them. I don't give a crap about tomato seeds. I'm never going to de-seed that. I never de-seed the cucumbers. Like, no. But you cut them in half and you squeeze them out just a little bit. And then you put them on a baking sheet at 450 for about 20 minutes. And you want it to caramelize. So you don't want it to be goopy. You want to like get them dried out a little bit and get the like burnty caramelized. And then it's just like whatever else you'd think it would be. It was like saute some onions, put in some garlic with a little bit of brown sugar, which really made it.
Shut the fuck up.
I know, just a little bit, 2 teaspoons. And you saute all of that. 2 cloves of garlic for anybody paying attention at home. And then it was supposed to be 1.5 cups of broth and then 1/2 cup of heavy cream, but I didn't have heavy cream, so I used 2 cups of better than bouillon stock. And then a splash of milk. And then, stick blend it.
Girl.
Yeah, it was great.
Well done.
I almost started riffing before I had even tasted it. I was like, I can't believe there's no, like, I have some pesto. Like, should I add some basil or oregano or something? No, it was bliss.
Marvelous.
So that was my Halloween.
Would you send me that recipe when that was your
I
Halloween?
actually put it on my Facebook. I cut and pasted it because, Facebook doesn't show you anything with a link, which is probably why we are in this situation where we can't actually prove that anything is real or not real.
Good God.
Speaking of which, voting is next week, so hope everybody is on top of that.
Voting is next week. Excited. Is Amy? Congratulations on going viral about Amy DeGeez.
Oh God,
The guys. What the fuck is her name?
I think it's DeGeez. Oh, so this Jennifer is talking about this city council member who, this is like 4.5 months ago now, hit a cyclist with her car and then drove off, and people were like, you should probably resign, and she was like, no thank you. And then people were like, Phil Murphy, don't you think that someone who hits someone with their car and drives away is maybe not a good idea to have as a leader? And him and our mayor have both been like, we'll see what the court has to say about that. But the tricky thing is that her dad, I don't even want to say his name. You can figure it out if you Google, is the county executive of Hudson County, and super connected. And they're so connected that they had her court date. She has to go to court somewhere outside of Hudson County because she and her dad know all of the judges.
Oh, for fuck's ever-loving sake.
And guess who else her dad knows?
Who?
My beautiful, lovely, wonderful physical therapist is buddies with.
Come on.
He's friends with everybody. He knows all the cops. All the cops come in for occupational therapy and stuff. He's what? Uncle Floyd? I thought you
were going to say Uncle Floyd.
I don't think anybody has much time for Uncle Floyd, to be quite honest.
Oh my God.
I don't think people are running around dropping his name. But somebody did, so I had almost 600 people. Like, why is that my legacy? She hit somebody with her car, drove away. It's this huge scandal. And then my friend posts this flyer that says, Amy DeGeez invites you to a trunk or treat party, which is, for those of you who don't know what this is, people with cars pull up their cars to a parking lot and everybody decorates their trunk and they give candy out of their trunk.
Fuck out of here with that nonsense.
Well, it's not really safe to go knocking on doors in certain parts of Jersey City. I mean, even if you do knock on doors, it's so many apartment buildings that it's weird. And it's a fun event. It's a fun event. But can you imagine the gall to be giving out candy out of the trunk of the car that you hit somebody with and drove away?
Is the trick that you got a little blood on your fucking windshield?
Oh, I don't think that he bled at all. But if how are you decorating your car for this? Like, what are you?
Are you really leaning into it, and are you strapping a bike across the front of your car?
I have to tell you, I would have had more respect for that. I would have had more respect for her if she had done that.
It would be ballsy as hell.
To at least be like, and what? And what? How you like me now? That's
if
Jersey
you really
City
want
as
to
fuck.
Exemplify your lifelong nepotism baked in politicality of our state. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I can't shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue, but I can hit somebody on Kennedy Boulevard.
There's a shirt for that.
Woof.
Or there's gonna be.
Boy, howdy.
Oh my God.
I really liked the Midnight Club, I have to say. There was a specific joke that I thought was very clever. I thought the writing was actually, sorry, Christopher Pike, I thought it was actually a little bit better than the dialogue that I remembered in a normal Christopher Pike book.
Sure.
It's a bunch of kids who are all in hospice care, so it's like teenagers who are dying in a haunted mansion, right? Totally realistic. That would absolutely happen. And set in the 90s, of course. And they meet at night to tell each other scary stories. So that's why it's called the Midnight Club. And one of the boys won't finish his story, and every time he's like, you're gonna have to stay alive to find out the ending. And at the end he's like, tonight I'm gonna tell the end of my story. And his friend called him a plot tease, and I thought that was very funny.
Stealing that.
Right, exactly.
Oh, that's great. What the fuck did I watch? I watched the new Marlon Wayans movie, The Curse of Something. It's very like a very family fair movie on Netflix.
Cute.
Yes, it was. It was cute. It was fun. It was funny. It was just like riddled with funny people. And it's about, you know, like this curse gets awakened and the little sprightly mischievous demon that it releases, like his superpower is making Halloween decorations come to life. So everybody's, you know, giant inflatable killer
heard
clown.
about this. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was cute. It was cute.
Yeah.
And it had some moments where you're like, oh, I wish they did those fangs more poorly, but mostly it was very enjoyable. What else have I watched that's brand new? I did a lot of good rewatching.
Nice.
I've done a lot of hosting horror movies because Jory's family has been staying with us, so I've been showing a lot of my favorites. I don't.
Oh, I don't think it counts as a horror movie, but I had never seen Predator.
Oh,
So we watched that the other day, and I gotta tell you, it was worth it.
So
it was worth
good.
The watch. It was. I don't think good is the right word, but it was definitely held my attention.
And then, are you gonna watch Prey? Is that all just the setup to watch?
Not. No.
So fucking realistically good though.
Is it good? Okay.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Because I think I'm pretty sure I've seen Alien versus Predator. I was dropped into that with almost no context. So.
There's no contest. It's Alien. Without question.
Oh, I said context, but also.
No. I know. No, that was just me yelling.
Okay.
I don't even know why they make these versus movies. Freddy versus Jason. Are you kidding me? It's Freddy.
Yeah.
Alien
Freddy
versus Predator. It's Alien.
It's the Alien.
Like,
yeah.
It's not a real grudge match. You can't. There's no question. How is there a plot?
Ooh, Freddy versus Alien though. Does the alien dream?
Well,
I have questions. Right?
That's okay. There we go. What the fuck are we doing, Universal Studios or whomever?
Right? Come to me.
Orion
I'm your ideas
Pictures.
person.
Oh, I watched Halloween Ends.
Oh, did you like it?
I did. Yes. I liked Halloween Ends quite a lot. I did not see it coming. And not as in like there was a hokey twist. Like there was a really great pivot. Not quite midway, but like 1/3 through the movie, and who you think there's just a protagonist shift, and it's
nice. Ooh, I like protagonist
fantastic.
shifts.
I know. Yes, unexpected, very good, and a really good commentary on our times, I think.
Ooh, I love it.
Didn't see that coming from Halloween, did you?
No. Well, although I will say, so Jamie Lee Curtis, I super respect and adore her. And I was watching, as I like to do, CBS Sunday Morning.
Yes.
And there was a great interview with her. I'm going to cry just thinking about it. I just respect her so much. I think that her story is amazing. And she was like, I owe everything to that role. She was like, it was hard to say goodbye to it, but she was like, I'm so grateful to have had that opportunity because it completely changed my life. I owe everything to whatever the name of that character is.
Laurie Strode.
Yeah, and she started crying.
Oh.
And I was like, oh my God. I love it when people are still so grateful. And then there was a really beautiful, unrelated story with Bono. And I didn't know that he was such a mensch either.
Okay.
But yeah, I trust her. She takes good projects.
Yeah. Also, Prom Night from like 1981 or whatever is very good.
Oh, cute.
Prom Night's excellent. And it stars Jamie Lee Curtis.
Nice.
Yeah, there have been like 3 Halloween movies that have released in the last couple of years. The first one with Jamie Lee was fucking spectacular.
Yeah.
Really. And then there was one right after that was like, I did watch it last year. I think it came out last Halloween. So that one, the penultimate, a little bumpy. But the one immediately before it, fucking great.
Nice.
And then this one, fucking great. I mean, and they really they like let her wring out every bit of love for Lori in a not hokey way, like in a very genuine and like, oh my God, as an actor, this must feel really, really good. It's great. It was so good.
Maybe one year I'll go as the other babysitter and just wear a giant man shirt and no pants.
Yeah.
How are you babysitting and you completely move all of your clothes and put on the father's clothes and no pants? No.
We know that babysitting is just a cover for inviting your boyfriend over to have sex.
Well, apparently.
That's all. And if we're in horror movie land, that's all it is.
If I had known that, I would have. No, I wouldn't have changed my behavior in any way because I had no boyfriends and I wasn't having sex. So
we were too busy to be the cool kids.
And then I told you about my haircut. I went for an undercut.
Okay, so fuck buddies. Hold on. I just have to. If you listen on Spotify hosts the video version of our podcasts because 9 times out of 10, I will hit record on our Google Meet and you'll be able to see us.
Theoretically.
But you can see, so if you listen on Spotify, you can see Lillian's current haircut, or you can just check out her Instagram. But please go ahead and describe.
I actually haven't posted anything about it yet.
Listeners.
So it's very difficult to take a picture of the back of your head or even like the side of your head. I got an undercut. It was something I was toying around with for a while. I wanted something different, but also I do not like, I want to grow my hair out. Dang it. So I went to my friend Lorelai. It is her birthday today. What's up, Lorelai? And she's at a place in Jersey City called the Hair Room 2. And we just like basically shot the shit for almost 2 hours. Like I think that she like mapped out how she was going to do the buzz for about 45 minutes. Wow. And then it took her a while to do it, and then she washed my hair and then cut the rest of my hair. And I love her. She used to work with me at at Pianist Envy. And I love it. I love it. It is, I can already tell that it's going to be annoying upkeep, but I don't know, maybe I can enlist people around me to help me.
It looks so good though.
Thanks.
And like you can tell she put the care into it.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I think that she was actually a little bit nervous. Like it sounded like she checked in with me a lot, which is of course what you're supposed to do. But because we have so much history, I could. I mean, I would be like, oh no, I don't want to fuck it up for somebody who I have been buddies with. But no, she's
for your old pal.
She's got it. She's got it going on. There was something hair related that I think I wanted to tell you though, and I don't remember what it was. Nope,
I'll take
it's over.
Any and all hair related news. No, it's over. So good.
This is kind of hair related. So a number of years ago, fuck buddies. I think I actually just took it down off of my YouTube because I was trying to like clean up my branding a little bit. But I had made a fake ad or a fake YouTube review is what it was for a fake Lush subscription box.
My favorite.
So a number of years ago, this cult followed thing called The Kitchen, which came out with like bath bombs and stuff that you couldn't get in other places, closed their doors, or at least temporarily. And people were upset about it. And people were posting about it everywhere. So I made a review that was like, oh my gosh, this is super on the DL. I don't even know if I'm really allowed to be reviewing this stuff yet, but it's called the Lush Manky Box. And it was like just a bunch of stuff that was kind of fucked up and weird. And I posted it in a Lush Reddit and people lost their minds and then were very mad at me when they realized it was a joke.
Oh, man. Yeah, you got to watch it. Yo,
it's the only time I've ever intentionally trolled anything in my whole life, and it was very entertaining.
It's so good.
But they now have a kitchen subscription. They have a kitchen subscription box every month.
But this
for the
bullshit.
low price of
$50
$50
to that, and
oh, did you?
I didn't fucking get it. So
Maybe
I'm
you're...
not sure what's up because obviously I've been thinking about 700 over the other things, but I cannot account for the Great Lush mystery. But it looks like they're like, we don't even know who you are. And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. The UK website was never this dumb. The US website still thinks I live where I lived 12 years ago. That's insane. That's so old. And yet it still has all my other addresses from all of the other places that I've lived in the last... That's bonkers. Okay. I'm fine. You just made me remember that I ordered a thing, but I don't think they ever processed. It doesn't have on it that, like, I successfully ordered it. So
check your credit card for sure. Oh, I had one more Halloween thing.
I want Halloween things.
Let me put this to you. So I saw one of my favorite things to do is to look on Nextdoor, which is that hyper local app, and somebody was like, "Mom, I put a bowl of candy out 2 days ago, and all the candy's gone." And I was like, "No, it's Jersey City. No. Like, frankly, anywhere. The fact that anyone anywhere feels okay with just having a package left on their doorstep, even the back door, like, it's still outside of your house. And you have, like, I don't know, a leg to stand on about trespassing when it comes to a house somewhere. But in Jersey City, I mean, technically our stoop is our property, but, like, outside is outside, okay? You put candy out for people to take it. And then people took it, and now you're mad? Shut up. So I posted about it on Facebook, not on Nextdoor, because I wasn't ready for a fight. I just wanted to anonymously talk about how dumb I think people are. And
oh, no, you didn't want that horrible lady to engage with you?
Oh, God. So, and then 2 people who I actually don't even know how they saw this post because I'm not friends with them. 2 people were like, I think we should have a reasonable expectation of blah, blah. I was like, I think that the reasonable expectation is if you put candy outside, someone's going to take it.
I mean, and to be fair, like, you were like, this is Jersey City. Also, it's just a bag of candy. but yeah. to your point, I had Gatorade delivered in, like, a grocery delivery, and I think it was while I was sick, so I could, like, only bring some stuff in, and it was totally fine outside, so I was like, I'll get the Gatorade later. And they didn't take the whole thing, but, like, someone just popped one off and took one.
Just took one?
As if it was, like, out there as, you know, thank you first responders. And I'm
like, my God, that is very funny.
I can't even really be mad about it. Like,
no, you can't, because you left it outside.
I left it outside, and also, like, there are people who do that, where they're like, leave some bottle. It was just really funny that was the assumption. Especially because there was no accompanying note, like, enjoy your blue Gatorade and have a great day. Like,
right.
Oh my God.
That's very funny. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just feel like, I don't know, of all the things to get mad about, I just don't, but then again, I can see through time, or maybe I am just good at putting patterns together.
There's all of that, and both.
Oh, I have
a
non-Halloween related thing about putting patterns together. So I was telling Jen, I have a hard time finding leggings that hit me in the right place. And I was like, I've figured it out. I will buy the ultra high-waisted maternity leggings. I am so smart. Because then it comes all the way up to my bra, and they're very comfy, and it's not binding, obviously, because if you have a baby in there, you can't be squishing it. Mm-hmm. And my body is like, not pregnancy shaped, to be quite honest. You know what happens if you wear pants that don't have elastic in them, Jen?
I do.
They fall down.
Uh-huh.
And as they started falling down, I realized that I've tried this before.
Oh, I was there 10 years ago, and I would be hiking my sad little too big leggings up on, like, the subway steps. I mean, it's just a whole nightmare, which is mostly why I refuse to wear pants.
I don't think leggings count as pants.
They don't. But I did that last year. I purchased Old Navy leggings and I got them in what is otherwise my standard size. I'm standardly like a 2X. And I was like, well, these won't be restrictive. No, they're not restrictive. They bag everywhere. Do you have any idea what baggy leggings look like?
Oh, yes, I do.
It's insane.
Yes.
I look like a raisin. It's so weird. And so now I'm like, oh, they're really good leggings. And they're like warm and toasty and fleece lined. And they're in perfect condition. But I look ridiculous in them.
That's very
What to
silly.
do? It's so unfair.
Just wear them at home, I suppose. These are your house leggings.
These are my house raisins.
But I have... but I did have really good luck with this maternity blouse. And I'm going to stand up a little bit.
I was admiring it. I thought it was super cute.
And I wasn't really sure why. It was like, it looks like a normal shirt, right?
Yeah, it looks like a tunic.
And I remember it was like nursing tunic or something. And I was like, maybe just because this is low? Nope.
Do you have secret boob pockets?
There's
oh my God, you have secret boob pockets!
Secret boob pockets.
Stop it! I got
So
one
now
of those.
I want
and
to
it
put
was
my
a
hands in
million
it like
years
it's
ago.
a kangaroo pouch.
Oh,
It's
that's
very
amazing.
comfortable. I'm into it.
Oh,
I don't
that's
care.
amazing. That's amazing. Oh, look at you. I got one thing, and it was when I was like, why am I not just wearing maternity shit? Which was probably when I was like right out of college. And I had one thing, and it had secret boob pockets, and I was like, what am I supposed to do with this? And I think I did exactly that. Just put my hands there.
Just put your hands in it. Yep.
Releases
here for it.
oxytocin, apparently.
Yeah.
Even holding
It's
your
just
own
that
boobs
easy.
releases oxytocin. Apparently.
I'm here for it.
Thanks, internet.
All day long. Beep, boop, bop.
I love it.
But this is the right length, though. I have to return 2 things from them because I was like, oh, I love a Henley. They always do such a good job with their Henleys. And it was like a belly shirt. I even ordered up a size because people were like, this is too short. And I was like, I fixed it. No.
Oh.
It's fine. It's Old Navy. Again, I expect nothing. It's Old Navy.
Fair.
They may as well be like, it's Old Navy. We're doing our best. Like, it's Old Navy. Aren't you happy?
Sit
There's
down.
something you can afford.
Yeah. I did pretty well with one Old Navy dress. I got
When
like,
they're on a
one-
streak, they're doing good. And then they'll go
Yeah.
for 2 years where I can't wear anything in the whole place.
Oh my God. Unfortunate. TBD on my thoughts of Yitty, right? Lizzo's Fabletics thing.
Oh, uh-huh.
TBD.
I don't want any of it.
No, I
None of
generally
it looks
don't
good to me.
either. I generally don't either, which is why it's now currently November, and I was like, all right, fine, because she showed off this total Sherpa fleece onesie in like maroon with
Cute.
big heart pockets on the butt, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna not get that.
Right.
You know, it's like only $30 if you subscribe. And I was like, fine. And then just for shits and giggles, I got one of her like midi bralettes to see.
This is Lizzo's line for people who don't know.
Yeah, Lizzo's Fabletics. Yeah, Fabletics line. So I got the onesie, which I knew was going to be a banger. I am not a shapewear person, but I was like, but I do like wearing things without bras. So I have the like midi length bralette, which had really good reviews.
Okay, that is a very, very cute onesie. I get it.
I know, right? That's really all I care about. I can't imagine that I'm going to want to retain a subscription, not because I don't like Lizzo. I adore Lizzo. I don't really want shapewear.
No, I don't. I do not
don't
wear
want
any
shapewear.
of this clothing.
Right. And I know a lot of people do. And I know that what she said publicly about it is like, I'm trying to make shapewear fun.
Sure.
And I get it. Like, yes, do that job. But I'm still not the demo for it. So I got that, and then I got this shirt that's like mostly mesh and like has a little like sweetheart bust that's more opaque. And you just wear that as a braless top. And so I'm excited for possibly 2 more things that allow me to not ever wear a bra again.
Yeah.
In earnest.
Well, they have more stuff now. They've got like outerwear. Mm-hmm. Oh, they have a ton more stuff now. Oh, that's good.
They'll keep making new shit, of course. But I am excited about that onesie. I'm really
also
about it.
$90 hoodies.
Which then become like $25 when you...
Yeah, but you know how I feel about this subscription thing. I feel like it's a trick, and it puts a bad taste in my mouth.
It's only a trick because so many people forget, myself included, the number of times that I had to give my credits to you from Savage Fenty because I had just forgotten a month. And then I was ultimately like, they're not making shit big enough for my chest anyway.
Yeah, I didn't really like any of the stuff that I got.
I mean, yeah. So, so TBD on that. But I also really I earnestly got so into Print Fresh, which is that pajama brand. Mm-hmm. I don't know how it wiggled its way into. I do. It was through Copper Union. I was looking at Claire's posts, and she had on one of their robes, and I was like, girl, are you releasing that? Like, what is this? Can I buy it from you? And she's like, you can't buy it from me, but you can buy it through Print Fresh. And I was like, what?
They're really cute. I've never gotten anything from them before, but I have eyeballed it a number of times.
So I did the Lord's work, and I went on Poshmark because Print Fresh it's like perfect hotel poplin. Most of their stuff is made of. They make some things in flannel for the colder months, but everything is really like super, super soft hotel sheet cotton poplin. And it's divine, but it doesn't have any give. So I knew if I was going to wear, like standard jammies with buttons, I needed to know what size I would be comfortably. So I tried the 2X from Poshmark. I got the unicorn set on a deep discount from what they usually do.
Smart.
And I think it was like unworn as well. So the unicorns 2X, totally fine, essentially when standing up. But if you're gonna like crumple your body, I was like, okay, I need at least a 3X. And if I really want to be super comfy and like all out, 4X. So the sizing, just because of the nature of the fabric, does err on the smaller size.
You don't sleep standing up?
Not yet. I'm working on it. But yes, I do. I am deeply obsessed with it, and they currently have a Jersey Devil pattern, and I want all of the Jersey Devil shit.
Cute. Fun.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that, but I really, really, really love it. So
nice.
Yeah, that's my brand shakedown.
Love it. Do you
read some scary stories?
Yes, I do. And
we know
full
it's
disclosure.
November, but...
things are always scary, and these stories aren't like werewolves and shit. This is like,
some of them.
Well, sure, but this is like, they're all supposed to be true scary stories from Jezebel. Okay, hang on a second. You can keep it if you want, but
I do.
I always want that. Excuse me.
It's so good. Why did you turn away from your mic?
Oh, I didn't want it to smell like it later.
Oh, no.
Are you coming up here? Are you coming up here, buddy? You coming up here? Hang on a second. I have to navigate this cat. Come here.
I understand.
Fuck off then. There's this, Kevin James Thornton, yes. He's the one he's a comedian who...
That sounds like Kevin James made a distinct career pivot. I don't know who this person is.
Thornton the Third. He's the one who does he sings into his headphones like this, and it's got an auto tuner on it, and he tells all these stories of like when it was the 90s, and he talks about growing up in a super fundamentalist church, but he always sings every story. Yeah. He has a wonderful I think it's only 10 parts, and it's very serious compared to what he normally does, storytelling podcast called American Queer. And in like every episode, he stops and he's like, I don't understand. My cats never come in this room, but every time I come in this room to podcast, they just like tear shit up.
Amazing. They know. Why do they know?
And I was like, there we go.
Come on.
So I pulled stories from the winners.
Nice. Okay.
They posted
I am
the
elsewhere.
winners.
I think we won't really have overlap.
One of the winners was one of the ones that you already told. It was the house one. The creepy house one that they moved into the house, and then there was like somebody at the window.
Oh, the Florida one.
Yeah.
That one was fucking terrifying.
The window.
Mm-mm.
The pedophile house.
Oh, right. That is what they should have led with. It's a
Yes.
pedophile house. Obviously.
Okay, do you want me to start? Do you want to start?
I want to... Oh, you tell me.
You start.
I start. Okay. Here we go. In 1989... These are all, like, older, and I love it
Yeah.
so much. In 1989, I bought a one-bed, top-floor apartment in a converted Victorian 19th century house in South London, England. As soon as I moved in, I realized the house, which, although close to central London, was in a rundown area with a mixture of old houses like mine and modern 1960s social housing blocks. The atmosphere was not very pleasant. Although my property had originally been one of two adjoining semi-detached houses like all the other houses in the street, the other half had been replaced by a modern structure of 4 apartments. Soon, I began to have very disturbed nights. Every night I would wake up to find myself sitting up in bed, talking to people in my bedroom.
Nope. I don't like that at all.
No, not at all. Mm-mm.
I would find myself sitting up and talking.
Uh-huh.
No.
It would always take me a minute or two to then realize no one was there. After a year, my fiancé joined me in London. One night we had just drifted off to sleep when she started shaking uncontrollably in my arms. I managed to gently wake her up. Once she had calmed down, she told me that her brother-in-law was in our bedroom talking to her. Her brother-in-law had died 3 months earlier. On one occasion, I dreamt I had gone up into the attic space above our bedroom. It was damp and rotting, and there was an overpowering evil presence. In 1994, we sold the apartment and moved out of London. But I have continued to have vaguely nightmarish dreams about the entire house to this very day. In my dreams, it is larger, spacious, and always with an atmosphere of sorrow. I'm 60 years old now. That's nearly 30 years of bad dreams. A few years ago, I discovered an interactive online map of all the German bombs that were dropped on London during the Blitz in World War II. I checked my street and saw that 2 very large incendiary bombs had dropped on the corner of Jeffreys Road and McCall Close, just yards from my bedroom. In fact, dozens of bombs were dropped on the surrounding streets. This would explain why the other half of the house had been rebuilt, and although I cannot establish whether a family was killed by these bombs, perhaps it is why I have literally continued to be haunted by it ever since.
Wow. That's dark. Wow.
Right?
Oh, but then to see someone that you know.
Oh, yeah. No, thank you.
No. This is from, the submission is from someone who goes by Dizzy Ms. Lizzie. Fresh out of nursing school, I got my first real job in a fairly large hospital in a department that I honestly never thought I would work in. It was a 6-bed cardiac ICU with rooms that overlooked the city capitol building. It was a very nice unit, and I started out working 12-hour night shifts. The hospital I worked at had 4 other ICUs that were always full, so my unit always ended up being code bed, meaning if someone was arrested or went downhill fast somewhere around the hospital, they came to us. I'd been working there for a year, and I was no stranger to death. Each patient of mine who had died on my shift was usually already on their way out. Their families were by their side. The DNR order was signed. The funeral home was already picked out. It was rarely a surprise. In fact, the only time I was ever needed to do CPR on my shift, it was not even in my department. So I went on a nice long 2-week vacation, got engaged, had a beautiful tan. On my first night back, I received a report from the day charge nurse. She said she was off for a few days and suggested to remind the next day charge nurse that the priest was coming in the morning to bless room 4. I thought she was kidding at first, but she was serious. Apparently, while I was on vacation, every patient who was admitted to that room had died. But this came as no shock to me. People died often in our department, and it being a very religious institution, having a chaplain for almost every department, I just shook it off. Then she said that room 4 was empty, and it would serve as code bed for the night. Around 2 a.m., I got a call saying that they have someone to fill our open bed. The ICU downstairs was now going to be code bed, so we were getting your run-of-the-mill chest pain, take a look in the morning kind of patient. Nothing to get excited about. Nothing to get excited about. We get the patient admitted and all settled in room 4. He was a gentleman about 50 years old, very pleasant. His wife was with him, and she looked dead on her feet. I got her some warm blankets and took her to our waiting room that had cots so she could get some rest. Oh, that's nice. This must not be in America. Around 3:30, I was watching... I've never heard of that. No. Around 3:30, I was watching monitors and cameras in each room. All the patients were fast asleep. The cameras all cycled through about 3 seconds on each on one small TV we had on the desk. Room 1 was fine. Room 2 was fine. Room 3 was fine. Room 4, there was someone in there. It cycled too quickly for me to get a good look, and the doors to the unit were locked. Maybe the other nurse let his wife back in? I walked down the hall and glanced inside. There was nobody. I shrugged it off. I was late. It was late. I was tired. I was probably just seeing things. I went back to the desk and continued watching the screen. Room 1, room 2, room 3, room 4. I was not imagining anything. There was someone in room 4.
No.
The person was standing in the corner by the window, their figure completely draped in shadow. I could not move my body. It cycled through again. This time it was closer to the patient's bed by maybe 2 or 3 feet. The hairs stood straight up on my neck. The next time it cycled through, it was even closer. It stood in the light coming from the hallway, but despite the light, it was still shrouded in darkness. It cycled through again, and it was right next to the bed. My heart started pounding, and I could barely squeak to the nurse on the other end of the desk. As soon as my words formed, I was able to make some sort of noise to get her attention. The alarm on the monitor went off, signaling that the patient had cardiac arrested. The overhead system came on. A cart is needed in CCU room 4. People poured into the department. Doctors, nurses, pharmacists, respiratory therapists, they all rushed into the room, but I couldn't move. It cycled through the rooms again. Room 4 came up, and this time the lights were on, and there were 10 to 15 people surrounding the bed doing CPR and slamming meds into his IV. Someone went to get his wife from the waiting room, but there it was. In the opposite corner again, a dark figure watching the scene play out, just standing there.
Oh, come on.
The man died of a heart attack. Room 4 was blessed that morning right on schedule, and I put in my 2 weeks notice. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you
Get
did.
the hell out of it.
Absolutely.
Oh, I don't like it. I have goosebumps.
Come on. Oh, no. Okay. All right. Okay.
That's like, have you ever played Five Nights at Freddy's?
I have not, but I know that is basically Creepy Rockafire Explosion / the video game version of Willy's Wonderland.
Oh,
right?
I'm not familiar with Willy's Wonderland, but it's the same concept. Where yes, that's it.
It's the Nicolas Cage movie. That's basically.
Oh, son of a bitch!
Yeah, you are, because you watched it and you were like, Jennifer, what is this?
I forgot about that.
Sorry, I couldn't let you just not remember it anymore.
No, thank you. I clearly blocked it out.
Oh,
but that's how you play the game. Is you're watching security cameras cycling through, and things move around, and you have to keep track of where they are.
Oh no, I would not like that. I don't know how that is like such a beloved children's video game thing, because holy shit, I don't know. I don't do well with scary games.
There was one time where Party City had an entire Five Nights at Freddy's like section. Oh my God, in that sex quiz that I did, Five Nights at Freddy's was like in the top 5 Pornhub like porn riffs, like animated porn.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not really shocking, but still, really?
You know.
Won't yuck a yum. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Summer before my senior year in high school, and we were bored, as high school students in boring places often are. Someone told us about a creepy house in a super small town outside our bigger small town in the upper Midwest. I knew someone from there, and she verified that, yeah, she'd heard weird things, but hadn't ever gone there herself. She was religious and sweet, and I wasn't surprised some rumored satanic digs wouldn't call to her. But like I said, boredom. So the 4 of us drove about 20 miles to see for ourselves. This town has 2 main streets and a few side streets, and that's kind of it. The house was on one of the main streets, but just past the busy part, with a used car lot next door. The driveway was fairly hidden and very overgrown and narrow before opening to the yard of, your standard abandoned-looking 2-story old white wooden house. The bottom floor was all boarded up, but to the left of the front door was an outdoor staircase, which is where Rob, the friend who'd heard the most, led us. He had a crowbar, which should have been my first invitation to peace out, which he used to yank a couple planks of wood and maybe even a padlock from the upstairs door, and in we went. Now, this is pre-cell phones and phone lights, so we had 2 actual flashlights for the 4 of us. Here's what we noticed first. This place was freaking pristine. I mean, dustless. Tidy coffee and teacups hung on hooks with people's names above each hook. Dry dishes in the dish rack. Made beds with stuffies. Sonia expressed the legit concern that we'd just broken into someone's actual freaking home and should get the hell out for rational, let's not go to jail reasons. Except we just pried off planks of wood to get inside. So
Squatters.
Theo calls us into the bedroom on the other side of the kitchen, which has newspaper clippings from some kids' high school accomplishments. One said he was about to leave for the Vietnam War. Now, I'm old, but not that old. These clippings were not recent. It was all feeling increasingly not right, and I mean apart from our breaking and entering. But no time to think about that, as Rob, the informant, was already pushing the kitchen table to the side. Why? So he could yank up the 2 bright blue slats of wood underneath. Y'all, these are some really bad ideas. I don't know what to tell you, other than that there wasn't much to do in these parts, and we weren't that into drugs, so there we were.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
There was a staircase under the planks.
The story of our lives.
This is where Dare went wrong.
Mm.
There was a staircase under the planks with maybe a 3-foot drop to the top step, and Rob was already on his way down. Teenage brains being underdeveloped and all that, we followed him through the only means of egress from this eerie place and down the narrow steps to the first floor, which we already knew was thoroughly boarded from the outside. Friends, everything that top floor was immaculate, weirdly ordinary, and maintained. This bottom floor was not. There was a makeshift pulpit at the bottom of the stairs with chairs assembled messily in front and a plant that definitely wasn't dead.
What?
Bible verses. Bible verses were scrawled all over the walls. Just a lot of creepy, uncomfortable, not great stuff. We turned into a sitting room, and one of us morons opened a scrapbook photo album that turned out to be more of a Book of the Dead kind of thing. Newspaper obituaries of family members, some featuring the same names we'd seen tidily stenciled above the coffee mugs upstairs. Photographs claiming to have captured Jesus' image in clouds and trees. A missing person report for another one of those names. We heard Rob calling us from just past the pulpit and kitchen area. He wanted us to see the thing he'd heard about. Next to the piano, there's a big, brown, drippy dent, maybe 3 feet up the wall. Sonia starts to ask, what? When Theo motions her head forward with his hand. If he had, say, wanted to smash her head into the wall, that is where it would have landed. So 3 of us were ready to get the fuck out. Rob, however, was on his way down to the goddamn cellar, which, come on. I got halfway down those stairs myself, saw the person-sized pile of coal in the corner, And hard note.
Person-sized pile of coal?
Yeah, I guess they say think Psycho 3 if anyone has seen it, which I definitely have multiple times, but it's been a really, really long time, so I have no idea what the reference is. Theo, Sonia, and I were done and determinedly heading out. Past the piano, past the pulpit, and painstakingly single file up those blasted stairs. Rob catches up and urgently presses me faster through that pried open hole. It was all very hard to process. I could feel Rob right up there against me, so why could I also hear footsteps, clear and heavy, only a bit behind him and moving closer? He tells me and us to move, and we do. Through the upstairs kitchen entryway, flying out the outdoor steps. I don't even know why we ran the wrong way. Our car was right there. But we wove past a couple gravestones and through barbed wire to the edge of a cornfield, bright with moonlight. I remember music was playing. Music from the goddamn doll Theo had inexplicably grabbed at some point inside. Why? And was now
Theo!
launching far into the field. We ran till we hit the pavement of that used car lot next door. And that's all. I mean, we established that we'd all heard the footsteps, and we all hated the doll, which, again, really Theo. And that the house seemed like a maybe occupied shrine to a lot of dead people. Mostly, it was all just so strange and terrible feeling. Eventually, we must have walked back to the car. I don't really remember that part. I do know objectively nothing really happened, apart from our breaking and entering. Yikes. But I also won't tell you that family's name. Later that summer, I went to the public library to investigate those newspaper clippings more closely. Microfiche, baby.
Yeah.
Not good stuff. They had all died in strange, memorable ways, except the one who went to Vietnam. He'd been accused of bad stuff when he came back, and then he just vanished. So, when I do tell this story, which I haven't in a long time, I don't ever use their name. It's totally irrational, but I don't want whoever was following us to find me.
No. No, you don't. Yikes on bikes.
Yikes on bikes.
Woo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. This is very scary. And this isn't a ghost one. This is a real person one. We moved to a small beach town about 4 years ago, became friends with our neighbors, and enjoyed the more relaxed and slowed down lifestyle that a small beach town offers. Nothing spooky here. The only thing off about it was the drug problem in the neighborhood. We'd occasionally see people passed out behind the wheel of their cars. One time we found a note in our bushes imploring us to give back my children. And then in parentheses, oh, this is her note. Give back my children. And the person telling the story says, I have several young ones. And that he, she, they, the writer of the note, was coming back to get them. Weird, and worth a call to the local sheriff's department. Yes, but that was it. About a year ago, or maybe longer, since I think it was mid-pandemic, my incredibly capable and stout-hearted neighbor, I love that. I hope that one day somebody refers to me as stout-hearted.
That's going to be how I lead introductions of you.
I'll call her Mary, knocked on my door and asked me out to the middle of the street to talk. She then apologized to me and asked if we were all right. Surprised, I said, yeah, we're okay. Why? Mary is a no-nonsense, second-generation German-American, about 65, works all day in her garden, taught for 40 years, and is fazed by nothing. She says sorry because she didn't get to talk to us last night or check in on us during all the commotion, and that it wasn't very neighborly of her, but it was just so late and her nerves were frazzled. I told her that nothing happened last night and there was nothing to apologize for. That's when I see another neighbor, Ron from a block over, walking up to us. Unbelieving, she says, "What? I could have sworn I saw you outside last night during the commotion." Ron, not his real name, now right next to us says, "Dude, how could you not have heard it?" Apparently, the night before, around 1 a.m., Mary heard a loud booming coming from her front room. Like all the houses on our street that face the coast, hers is dominated by a large picture window that overlooks the hill down towards the water. Thinking it was just sonic booms or artillery testing, because we live next to a military base rattling the window, she didn't think much of it. However, after a while, Mary said that she thought the booms were getting louder and that they might break the window, so she got up. When she walked from the back bedroom she shares with her husband, who is still asleep, into her front room and turned on the light. Rule number 1, if you have someone in your bed, in your house, and there's booming coming from anywhere, you get that person up. That's literally why people get married. So you can have someone to come investigate something with you.
Yes. You kill the spiders.
Yes.
Maybe you don't kill the spiders. Maybe you just cup them and set them free, but yeah.
Listen, there's no cupping of spiders in this house. When she walked from the back bedroom she shares with her husband into the front room and turned on the light, the booming on the window stopped. She noticed after turning on the light that her front picture window now seemed to be covered in mud. After looking around for a few seconds, seeing nothing, she turned off the light and headed back to bed. Again, fazed by nothing. As soon as the house was dark, the booming started again, this time coming from the front door. Inset slightly from the window, the front door has a tall, thin window next to it that allows you to see who's in the inset. I think I understand what that means. I do love the note in Jezebel where she's like, we do not need a full description of your house.
Yeah, please. Oh my God.
We don't need that. In the dark, Mary said she peeked through the window and saw movement. Immediately awake, she went back to the bedroom to get her husband. Now Mike, not his real name, is an old school beach bum and firefighter, has seen it all and has no time for nonsense. So Mike gets up, forgoes getting the guns that Mary says he has. After all, this is a nice beach town. And walks with Mary behind him to the front door. Carrying just a tennis racket, Mike turns on all the inside lights as well as the porch and outside lights. As soon as all the lights are on, Mary screams. All the stuff on the front window that she thought was mud gets lit up, but it's not mud. It's blood.
Of course it is.
Hundreds of bloody handprints of someone banging on the front window. No. And now that banging was coming from the front door.
Oh, no.
Mary tells Mike not to open the fucking door and picks up the phone to call 911. At this point, 2 things happen. Mike opens the door, and the person at the front door starts screaming. Mary says that all she could hear was, and I fucking kid you not, help me, they've took my kids and are eating my face. They're eating my face. Through the crack in the chain door, Mike is now looking at a woman, or what he thought was a woman, with long black hair covered in blood, and pounding on the door. Help me, they've stole my kids and are trying to eat my face, was all this person kept saying. Mary said that there was so much blood on this person that she couldn't tell what they looked like, and that what at first she thought was long, dark hair was actually blood pouring in rivulets from their scalp.
Oh, no.
Here's the kicker. Mary, now on the phone with the sheriff, starts relaying to them what's going on, and this is what the sheriff says back. Ma'am, we're aware of the situation and are handling it. How exactly are you fucking handling this? She says. The 911 operator said that the sheriff and the deputies are on the street and in front of her house and are monitoring the situation.
No, what?
This is when Ron jumps in. Apparently, this truly disturbed person had been going to every house on his block and our block, pounding on the windows and doors while screaming the same thing. Basically, someone stole their children, was trying to eat their face, while the fucking cops followed them from a distance. They had hit at least 10 houses with this same shit.
Come on,
For
this
some
is a
reason,
terrible job, cops. Never has a worse.
So bad. For some reason, the sheriffs decided to take the person into custody right before they reach our house. I have several young kids. Well, several is in all caps. How many kids do you have, lady? As well as a large...
Several.
Right? As well as a large old picture window that surely would have broken after a few good slaps. That morning, Mary shows Ron and I her front door and window. So much blood. There was never any follow-up from the sheriffs as to who the bloody person was or what eventually happened to them. The only thing that we ever heard was that it was someone known to them and that drugs were involved. From user Build a Better House.
My God. What the fuck?
Two things jump out at me here. Drugs are not drugs. If the person is bleeding from their head, wow, how fucked up to just like let them bang on a bunch of people's doors? Like, what are you doing? And second, always lock your door.
Yeah,
always lock your door.
For fucking real.
Nice beach town or not. Oh, wait. One more thing. Did you know that whole thing about bath salts and someone getting their face eaten off? Do you remember that?
Yes.
The bath salts thing was all a lie. Someone soberly ate someone else's face off. There were no drugs involved in that incident. No. And that incident was what got like a lot of drug bills passed, including whatever the fuck bath salts are. I mean, I'm sure bath salts are not great, but like, no.
God. I hate it. I hate it.
I hate it too.
Jesus. Okay, you want people or ghosties?
Ghosties.
All right. My family bought a 2-flat house in the north side of Chicago a year before I was born. But ever since I could remember, strange things happened there. My older sister remembers neighborhood kids telling her our place was haunted, but never were specific. I remember both my sisters being grabbed while in their bunk beds at different times in our lives, and them both claiming to see a shadow run and close a closet door, the slams waking the rest of us up both times. I remember my mom complaining to my sisters on why they had to move around furniture in the middle of the night, and their surprised reaction saying it wasn't them. My grandma who lived with us was
Just real quick. For ages, Don thought that I was like throwing stuff on the floor and it was the cats. Like he was just sort of grumping around being like, why would she do that?
Oh, Jesus Christ. My grandma who lived with us was extremely religious and would never let us play alone in our basement unless other adults were with us, whispering to my parents. You don't have to be
religious to not want people to play in a basement.
I know, right?
That's just common sense.
Whispering to my parents that it was not safe for us down there. We had plenty of reasons to agree. My sister was grabbed by something while getting some bread from our extra freezer. I was probably 6 or 7 when I heard her scream and her running up our wooden stairs to the first floor. Her look of terror has stayed with me ever since. Of course, everything was locked up tight, my father and uncle checking. Years later, while living alone, I would hear odd sounds or talking coming from there, always driving my dog nuts. That basement years later would assault my roommate, myself, my wife, and my stepdaughter in different ways and and as the years went by. After my wife moved in, why did you stay in this place?
Listen, I gotta tell you, no, I was ready to turn around and move when those movers were like, we think a whole family was murdered in your house. And like nothing had even happened yet. I was ready to be like, well...
And yet you've dragged 2 families into this. Good Lord. After my wife moved in, it started to really drain you emotionally. It would make you sad for no reason. My toddler son commented after we moved, saying the basement made him want to cry, like us as his family was going to leave him. Time passed, and my sister and I couldn't afford the taxes and sold. The new owners really put a lot of work into it. I know, since my sis told me 2 months ago to go check out a realtor website for it to be sold. They must have put in over $150,000 of work on this home, but I have to wonder if they had to sell for a profit or because they pissed something off. My sisters and I thought about going to the open house to see the changes, but my wife reminded us, since all of us have been gone, we've experienced nothing at all like we used to.
No, don't
we don't
poke
want
it.
Something to recognize us and follow us to our new homes.
Hell no.
Hell no.
Smart.
God
Yikes.
damn it. Mm-hmm.
Yikes. The grabbing.
Why grabbing? Why? I have time for 2 more little ones, each respectively from you and me. And
Okay,
then I have class.
Oh, I mean, that's negotiable. Debatable? Probably both. This is a shorty cutie. I thought it was short. Yeah, sorry, I am scrolling. We moved into a new to us house 6 months ago. There are 2 large bedrooms upstairs and 2 small bedrooms on the main floor. My husband and I take one of the upstairs bedrooms, and our 2-year-old daughter is in the other. Since moving in, she's been a bad sleeper. Up several times during the night, sometimes crying, sometimes talking. We put an extra bed in her room and take turns sleeping with her, so at least one of us gets a decent night of sleep. Aww.
Lord.
The ceilings slope in the bedroom, and the only window is at the end of the room, so we have a twin bed on each side of the window with a 6-foot space between the beds. Our daughter is very active, walks, talks, crawls, and climbs. One night, it's my turn to sleep with her. She gets into bed with me, lying alongside me. I don't know what time it is, but it's dark outside, though we get a bit of light from the neighbor's garage through the blinds that don't quite close. Usually when she talks or gets up, I ignore her. I don't want to wake her up even more. I even keep my eyes closed lest we make eye contact and it's game on as she's up for the day. But this night she gets in bed and is still. I'm sleeping on my stomach and she moves so she's lying on my back. She's a solid 2-year-old and quite heavy, so I shift a little to get her to move but not fall off me. She keeps climbing and putting her arms around my neck. She's cold, but it's a chilly night, and if she's climbing on me, and then she's just not been covered by a blanket. She's very persistent, and this feels like it is going on forever. I'm getting frustrated that she's not just going back to sleep. She's on my back, scooching down and laying on my legs, then back up to my back with her arms around my neck. I finally crack and say, "Will you please just go to sleep?" At which point my daughter, from the other bed across the room, says,
No.
"What's that, Mummy?"
Oh, fucking fuck. No.
Ooh, the weight on my back instantly lifts, and I look over to see my daughter sitting up in bed, literally on the other side of the room, looking at me. I take her and book it to the main bedroom. The next day, we move her bed to a downstairs bedroom and take turns sleeping on the floor next to her bed. Nothing felt ominous, just somewhat playful, though I am not eager to experience it again. From Jester in Canada.
Oh, no, I don't like that. I don't. No, thank you.
But, like,
no,
you know,
no.
So I know I can tell which cat is on me, right? Like, you can tell the sleep movements or even playful movements of someone, like a kid, anything like that. Like, if she, the part that really got me was when I was like, she scooted down and was like laying across my legs.
Yeah, right? Oh my God.
But then hands around my neck.
Okay.
But you get used, like, you know, you can recognize those movements.
Right. Oh, God, no. Okay. This one is lighthearted, and we'll end on this one today.
Okay.
Very quick. MTV was huge at this time, and the Beastie Boys had just released their video for Sabotage.
Yes!
Unfamiliar with the song, there's a refrain of the word sabotage in a raspy voice that to our preteen ears was absolutely hilarious for some reason.
Oh, it was very funny.
It was very funny. So throughout the afternoon, we would shout sabotage over to each other as a way to annoy and amuse ourselves. So there we were, sabotage, sabotage, in increasing volume and repetition until we were screaming sabotage in between fits of laughter. We finally started to quiet down from when the top of the family room stairs we heard sabotage in the same tone and voice we had been yelling at each other all afternoon. We froze there, wide-eyed and silent, until I said that it had to have been our sister coming home to mock us. So we bolted up the stairs, yelling her name, only to find the house empty of all life, save our cat Nermal. We ran across the parking lot to the adults who still, 30 years later, swear they did not sneak in to taunt us.
Wow.
Delightful.
That's really funny and random.
Isn't that crazy? I love that so much. Fuck buddies. Happy spooky
I can't stand it. I know you planned it.
That's what they really should have said to their sister.
Yeah, we hope you had a good spooky time.
That's right.
I hope everybody's ready for a good cozy time.
Oh, I'm ready for the coziness. I am very ready. Mm-hmm. Okay, I love you. We love you too, fuck buddies.
Yeah, thanks for listening, everybody.
Always.
Hey, guess what?
Halloween.
It's almost 2023.
Oh, good fucking God. Bye-bye.
Bye.